Hello there everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where guaranteed events are back on the menu. We in fact have two guaranteed champions going to be happening over clan versus clan, and they are coming from the new Sylvan Watchers faction. What is the twist? Well, the twist is that they are both epic champions. So first of all, on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, so the 8th of November, yes, the 8th of November, Duodan the Runic is going to be a guaranteed champion from Ancient Shards. So for 40 Ancient Shards, you will get him guaranteed on your 40th shard, right? Let's take a quick look at him. I actually haven't played with this champion yet. So what I'm going to do actually immediately after recording this video, I'm going to go onto the test server and I'm actually going to record a showcase of this champion. So stay tuned for that coming later today. He is one of the first champions with a taunt buff in the game. 3-turn cooldown on Lure of Fools, taunt buff on him for 1 turn, and then strengthen and counterattack on him for 2 turns. His A1 is actually quite good. It books up to a 60% chance to remove a random debuff from all allies whenever he attacks. So I think that's a very nice combo with the counterattack and the fact that he's taunted. He's going to be cleansing the team quite a good bit. And then his A2 Protector Effigy is a 4-turn cooldown AoE attack that gives a shield to all allies equal to 15% of this champion's max HP and increases all buff durations on all allies by 1 turn. Unfortunately, it's not a 3-turn cooldown, which would have made this like really game-changing, I think, but it's still a very good move. I think this is a good, solid support champion. I think he looks very nice. He could mischief tank here with the amount of buffs that he gets. Taunt doesn't force mischief to attack, but it is an extra buff that no one else will have. And strengthen and counterattack are, at least counterattack's fairly rare. So yeah, anyway, I'll do a showcase on him. I expect him to be a good solid epic. Now, would I pull 40 Ancient Shards for this champion? In my opinion, probably not. Probably not. He may be, if you're early enough in the game, it is a maybe, but bearing in mind, this is not in a 2x event. It's just a clan v clan. There's no other summoning events on at the time. There's no other boosts. So I don't know if I would super recommend it, to be honest. It would be unusual, I think, for him to be a complete game changer for your account and be early enough in the game to have 40 Ancient Shards to spare. I think that's going to be rare. And bearing in mind, guys, that I might have a different opinion here on the Void, but because we're going to talk about the Void epic next. Bearing in mind that the faction crypt is not going to be opening for at least 6 months. They said that at the weekend. It's going to be at least 6 months before the faction crypt opens up. I think the Shadowkin crypt was 9 months, I believe, after, something like that. It was a long time after they actually released the faction. So yeah. The second champion that is boosted, then we're going straight back to Sylvan Watchers, and on Wednesday, that's the 9th of November, Nia, or White Dryad Nia, is going to be a guaranteed champion for 30 Void Shards. This is the one that's really bamboozling me. I feel like this is a genuinely really difficult decision. I actually was on YST's channel to do a showcase for White Dryad Nia, so make sure to go and watch that over there, where I joined him, because I don't think I'm going to do a showcase on her directly myself, at least until, maybe I get her on my main account. She's extremely good. I think a good way to think about her is as a replacement for Krisk in Hydra. She brings in the same A1 as Krisk, AoE A1 with a 50% chance of a decreased speed. That's super good. Then she also brings in ally protection and the weak version of strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown for the whole team. So this is going to be very good for keeping your team alive. That's a lot of protection. The AoE decreased speed is very good. And then of course her game-changing move here is Riotous Revival, 3-turn cooldown, removes all debuffs from a target ally, heals them by 40% max HP. If the target of the skill is not herself, she will decrease the cooldown of all of their skills by 2 turns. I think that is absolutely massive. I think Hell Hades has done some clan boss teams built around this. Deadwood might have as well. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely for Hydra, if you play it on manual and you can pick and choose who to reduce the skills on, this is absolutely huge. Throw that on a Geomancer. Get another burn up there. Get him ready to remove another set of buffs, right? That's massive. Put it on Husk or Royal Guard, reduce their max HP nukes. Put it on your Reviver if someone has died and get the revives out quicker. There is a lot that you can do with this. I think it's a really impactful thing. She's got a cool passive too. Really solid base stats, just your base speed is low. But apart from that, really good base stats. I think this champion is a game changer for a lot of people. I think she's really good. Now, the only question is, would I spend 30 void shards to get her outside of a 2x event? I think it's quite hefty considering that they've started to do void legendaries quite frequently. Now, the void legendaries are a bit more hit or miss, but they did Riho for 90. They did Turvold for 80, right? And then just very recently, they did Fortis for 80. Now, Fortis wasn't great, but I missed Riho myself. I didn't have enough voids. I think Riho would be really impactful. Turvold, I think, is an absolute monster for Hydra. You can check out, I've got several videos featuring Turvold and Hydra. He's absolutely incredible, super powerful. And those are about 80 for a legendary. So if there's 80 for a void legendary, it's hard, I think, to justify 30 for a void epic, even though she is that good. It's something for you to consider and for you to decide yourself. I do think it's not unlikely that we might have a guaranteed void legendary for Christmas. That was my initial thought. They surprised us with Fortis. I wouldn't be surprised if on like Christmas Day, they did like, 80 void shards for a void legendary. I would not be shocked by that. Will they be good? I don't know. But I think it's something they could do. So for me, I'm saving, right? I'm saving. I've got 40 now. We're at the start of November. I'm trying to get another 40 saved up by the end of December. I'm actually quite confident I'll be able to do it, but it requires me to save. So I'm not going to be able to pull for Nia. It's just not possible. I don't know. I think it's a really difficult decision because she is extremely, extremely good. I'm on the fence. I generally feel like with these epic guaranteeds, I tend to feel like you're better off just waiting to pull them. Pulling in 2x events and stuff. It's tough. It's tough, though. Let me know what you guys are going to do. This one it's surprising. It's a difficult decision. Again, at least you have until Wednesday to decide if you want to pull shards for Nia or not. So that's totally up to you. But there you go. Again, I think one of the really important things is someone was asking me like, what would be the best champions here for Faction Wars? It doesn't really matter who the best champions are for Faction Wars for this faction, because I mean, by the time the Faction Wars opens, there's going to be so many more. And I can throw this out there as well. My sort of expectation, my tinfoil hat theory right now for what they might do over the next while, just judging by the dates left on these fusions, right? I'm expecting maybe to see an epic champion as a fusion, a new epic being a fusion for Sylvan Watchers. I think that's not unlikely because we've already had an epic fusion this year, actually, with Negorio, who's in here somewhere. There he is, Negorio. He's already an epic fusion this year. They only did one last year, and they only did one the year before that. But just in terms of where the dates have fallen, if they want to get a fusion into November, it's kind of easy to make it a shorter one, so they can get a fusion for a legendary out somewhere in December. And I kind of think, my suspicion, my tinfoil hat, is that it's going to be an epic fusion for Sylvan Watchers in November, and then just a different faction maybe for December. And then we might see a legendary fusion for Sylvan Watchers in January or February, something like that. And I do wonder, again, last year we had Alexander the Sharpshooter be a login legendary starting, I think it was on the last day of November or first day of December, and running again through that Christmas season. I think they might do a login legendary from Sylvan Watchers for like December, January, maybe. So that's sort of my theory there in terms of stuff that might be coming. But that is pure speculation. They might do something completely different. They've done a lot to surprise us recently. What we do know for sure, Duodan tomorrow, Nia Wednesday. Will you go for them or not? Again, for me, I am not going to go for them. I think I'll pass on both of these. I'm going to be saving my shards. The guaranteed epics, it doesn't really speak to me. And it's interesting. They haven't done a guaranteed epic in forever. So yeah, it's interesting they're bringing it back with the new faction. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.